Hey, good evening, everybody, and welcome to Penn. I'm very excited to finally see some parents in the building and to have them here. I hope everybody enjoys the show tonight. And without further ado, I'll turn it over to Mrs. Ware and introduce North Penn's Wind Ensemble.
Thank you so much, and welcome, everybody. This is the first with audience performance in North Penn in over a year. So I think I'm more nervous about that, about having people here, than I am about the actual performance. That and falling off of this ladder, it's a real concern. So if you stop behind us, be prepared. So my name is Jordan Ware. I am the band director at both Gwinnett Square and Englewood Elementary Schools. It's so nice to see familiar faces and some new faces. I just wanted to give you a little history on the group that you see in front of you and what the future is for this group. So the Wind Ensemble in the past has existed in three sections. Penfield, Penndale, and Pembroke have each had their own wind ensemble. I've directed most recently Penndale. Mr. Thompson has been at Penfield, and Mr. Markapole at Pembroke. So last year, when everything kind of blew up, we thought, what better time to blow everything else up some more? We have been talking about combining this group for quite some time, and we thought, what better time than to do it now? So what you see in front of us is now the combined middle school wind ensemble, kind of like a super band format. So of course we had auditions, and what that meant for some of the other members at all of the middle schools is that not everybody made it, which it was a little bit more competitive this year. So that really speaks volumes for the group that you see in front of you, and I think that you'll hear that when we play tonight. I think that you'll notice the caliber is pretty great here. So we were also offered the opportunity this year, this is so unique in this area in the country, to be honest, of doing assurance testing before our rehearsals. So obviously prior to the last month or so, we were in our three satellite areas at the three middle schools rehearsing as a brass section, a woodwind section, and percussion. So we spent some time working on these three pieces, and then we got word that we were able to COVID test before rehearsals, and this is such a huge deal. So we were given the option by the Montgomery County Board of Health to either remove our bell covers, essentially the instrument masks, and remove our masks and stay 6 feet apart and play, or keep all the masks, keep the bell covers, and play within 3 feet. And unanimously, the decision amongst the students was, let's take everything off, we'll remain 6 feet apart. It really is, if any of you are musicians, I know there's several musicians here in the audience, and talking to your children, the difference in playing with that bell cover and playing without is so huge. We even talked tonight about conducting a little experiment and playing for you with the bell covers on for a moment so that you could hear without, so you could hear the difference. If one of the other directors wants to do that, you're free to. But it really is quite a difference. And it's also physically tasking on the musician's embouchure specifically. So, and the sound is just so much better. So we were able to come here together about a month or so ago. And since then, we've really just hit the ground running and prepared these three tunes for you. It has been such a pleasure. I have for years now worked with Mr. Markapole and Mr. Thompson as directors at the elementary level and of course in our respective middle schools, but to be able to work in an ensemble, actually directing it with them, has been such a treat and an honor, to be honest with you. They are incredible musicians, incredible educators, and I consider myself quite thankful to be working with them tonight. So thank you, Mr. Markapole, thank you, Mr. Thompson. Without further ado, we'd love for you to hear this group. We're going to start with a song called The Bicycle.
As a musician and a parent and in this whole thing, my kids do some musical things, they do some sports. It got to be the point, where we're talking about returning to normal, where a lot of things were returning to normal, and sports were going on because they're a lot easier. They're outside. A lot of times kids are far apart. Swimming took a little while, but we got that back somewhat. And here we are kind of like lagging behind. So when they got this COVID testing thing out, we really pushed to get our way in here. And the district has been fantastic with this whole thing. So Neil Broxterman is one of the administrators at the ESC, and he's running this whole thing. And he got us all set up, and everybody here. The principals at all of the schools were wonderful with helping us. It was never like, ugh, here come the band guys again. So it's been great. So to have us do this and have them do this, I know the QR code thing was a pain for you, but I really appreciate having this opportunity. And like looking across what's going on in the country, like I don't know anybody that's having an indoor concert without masks and bell covers. So we're either crazy or on the cutting edge. So hopefully this works. In the band director world, when all of this happened, they developed things that are called flex pieces, which are designed with slightly different instrumentation. A lot of times the kids are far apart, or half the kids are at home and the other are in school. So they make things a little bit lighter. And I figured in December, we will never get a band together. We'll be in sectionals the whole time. We'll never have a concert. I'm just going to do a real, straight up whatever. So this is a real straight up legitimate piece of music that is not meant to be played with one person 65 feet away from the other person without a direct line of sight. So this is a little bit like Apollo 13, where everything was off for a couple days, and they're going to turn it on and aim it at the earth and hope they get back. So we're going to attempt to do the Imaginarium, which is a wonderful piece, and I have every confidence that this will be an incredible journey. So thank you again for the opportunity to work with your wonderful children. This has been awesome. Miss A. Whitney there on the flute. Thanks a lot, lady.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you whom I not yet had the privilege of meeting, and given the last 15 months, that's pretty much everybody. My name is Jim Markapole, and I have the great honor of being one of the directors of this fine group of people, your kids, the Wind Ensemble. And if you've read our notes in the program, I want you to know that we meant every word. And there's one thing that I feel like with regard to their education that I wanted them to hear me say to you. And that is with regard to this notion that you may have heard, or even said, because you heard it, that somehow our kids have lost a year and now they're behind. Have you heard that one? It goes around. You know what? Somebody was looking for something to say and that's what they came up with. They probably should have just been quiet. But they said it, and then lots of people started saying it over because they heard it. But who are they behind? I mean, really? The other billion kids who've had their lives disrupted by the pandemic? I should think not. I mean, that whole notion is designed with an idea that there's a statute of limitations on your child's ability to learn. And if we haven't done something by a certain time, well, then they must be behind. And that's just not the way the human mind works. By that logic, I'll give you a real-life example. I did not study French in high school. So that means when I graduated, I must have been behind on my friends who did study French, except j'ai étudié le français dans ma voiture. Cependant, mon français maintenant est terrible parce que je n'ai pas pratiqué le français pour quelque temps. I studied French in a car. Except now my French is kind of bad because I haven't practiced in a while. Okay, so your children will be able to learn anything that it is they need to learn when they need to learn it. And there's no statute of limitations on that. And anybody who feeds us this idea that they're behind harms them. So I really don't want you to let them internalize that idea. Abraham Lincoln said, the books and your capacity to understand them are just the same in all places. Your resolution to succeed is more important than any other one thing. They will inevitably be faced with challenges and difficulties and opportunities in this world. What matters in school is not how fast we can turn the pages, but rather the character that they develop so that when those opportunities arise, they're ready to meet and surpass them when they come. That's what this is for. That's what this is for. That's what we do on the stage. They hold in their hands a character stick. There are no shortcuts to mastery. There are no end arounds. There's no cramming for a good sound. They have to work tirelessly to make it. And it's that character that they develop that we've witnessed here for the last couple months that makes us so honored to be their teacher. So thank you for that. And we leave you with Susa and Philadelphia and the Liberty Bell and hopefully Joy. Thank you.